You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
What's up, y'all? Hope you guys are well out there on Facebook and YouTube land. It's your boy Pascal. This is the Pascal Show, aka Pascal in the Morning. Man, if you are from St. Louis and you're watching this right now, hope you guys are inside and staying dry. It's going to be a rainy one for the next couple days. Not saying that I'm your weatherman here, but I'm just saying from what I hear, it's going to be a wet one for a minute. But anyway, man, I hope you guys had a great one. It's going to be an awesome show today, but we got to get things moving on the ones and twos. We got DJ Chris Brown. What's up, my dude?
Hey, man. Good. I appreciate you being here. Of course. Yeah, man. So are you doing anything this
particular weekend? You know, you spinning somewhere? Ooh. Wait, I'm sorry. You're DJing at Herbie's? They have DJs at Herbie's, yo. Nice. 69. Wait, you're, yeah, I'm 12 years old. So you're telling me that, what's going on at Herbie's actually?
They're doing some type of parties in Clayton Park. They're playing parties in the park. It's not parties in the park, but it's something like that. And Herbie's is having me come in to entertain.
Oh, wow, that's dope. That's dope. That sounds really great. Give it up for Chris Brown in the house. Also, I want to say this too before I go into comments and all that stuff and we go through the rest of the show. Word is out that they are doing hella sobriety checkpoints this weekend. All right, guys? So
that's right.
Be sure to Uber or get yourself a DD, meaning designated driver. All right? I'm just saying that right now because, like I said, this weekend could be a lot of people locked up. You know what I mean? Like, Uncle Ray, damn. Oh, my God. What's up?
Yeah.
It's been a minute. You got pulled over, too? So be smart. All right? I'm just being serious. Everybody who wants to go kick it this weekend, you know, getting the little cabin fever because it's going to be raining and stuff, definitely be smart this weekend. Do not drink and drive. Use an Uber, a Lyft. Call your mom. It doesn't matter as long as you get home in one piece. But moving on comments, we got Sean Hall. What's up, yo? Hey! That's the weakest Millie Rock I've ever seen in my whole entire life, but it's okay. We're gonna move on.
Just the intro.
How you been, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah?
It's raining. It's a good day, though.
Thursday was good?
Thursday was good.
Thursday was good.
Yeah. I was tired, man. I was
Tired. Just tired.
tired.
Too tired.
Just terrible.
terrible. But what's the Let's Talk segment conversation? What's the topic of the day for Let's Talk? Go ahead.
The topic of the day is, do you call it a book bag or a backpack? It's these nice little bags with the strap. Look like a book bag, but some people carry around like a purse or whatever, you know? Like,
yeah.
What do you think? So,
you know, so definitely comment down below. What is it that you call the thing that you carry around school with? You know, is it a backpack or is it a book bag? I know a lot of people that call it either one. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Also, if this is your first time checking out this show, because I know that there are people watching right now that have never seen this show and they're going, what the hell is this show all about? Please go click that like button on the Facebook page. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, go and click that subscribe. Crush that subscribe button, all right? And also, share this feed. If you're watching this show right now, we are live. Comment down below and share this feed. Because the gentleman that we have on today has a really great message, a really great story. And I know a lot of you guys are tuning in specifically to hear his story. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. But the people behind the cameras to make us all look good, man, we only got 2 today. Some people are off for the weekend. We got Sess and Tom in the house. What's up, guys? What's up, man? You been all right? Sess, you been good?
Good, yeah. Chilling.
Chilling.
Loving the cool-ish weather.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah.
I'll go for some rain as long as it stays this cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. Tom, you good?
I'm good. I'm good, Pastor.
You're great. Just fabulous.
Just Cracker Jacks.
Oh my God. That was something.
What
Okay,
just
I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. But anyway, in the house we have the man he's one of the owners of DNA. He also is a co-director of the operations for Wheelhouse and Start Bar. I said Wheelhouse. I said Wheelhouse. Anyway, Wheelhouse's star car, Mac Curran, is in the house. Make some noise for him. It's going to be a great show. He's got a great story and a great message, and we're going to talk about his sneaker addiction because it's insane how many sneakers he has. Real talk. And I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. No, he's a big dude. Like, he's bigger than me. He's taller than me. It is impossible for me to find shoes my size. And I wear shoes till they fall off of my feet. That's how hard it is to find shoes my size. And this guy got the hookup all the damn time. That ain't fair. That ain't fair, Mac. Come on, mac and cheese. That ain't fair. Right on, man. Wait. We're gonna get going. It's time to get into the news, y'all. So, more bad news for Trump. David Pecker, head of the National Enquirer and President Trump's longtime friend, has flipped on the president and is now cooperating with the Mueller probe, right? This news is especially troubling for Mike Pence, who hates any man who's been turned on by a pecker. And in other news, a House candidate, there's my face, covered by Mike Pence. There we go. That's an interesting one. That's a little late. Moving on, a U.S. candidate in Florida claims she was abducted by aliens as a child and is still able to communicate with them telepathically. This revelation would usually hurt a candidate, but not in Florida, where 25% of residents say they've been abducted by aliens, while the remaining 75% claim to be aliens. And on CBS announced that Big Bang Theory is coming to an end. This news is especially upsetting to the show's biggest star, the laugh track. Anyway, we got a great show for you guys. Up next is Let's Talk and Things I Find Out. See you guys in a little bit. Deuces!
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Imagination, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
So here at the Tent Guy, we try to do things completely differently than everyone else has done in the past. Our emphasis is on customer satisfaction from the moment they walk into the door to the moment they leave in their vehicle with whatever service it is that they had performed. We know that we're not the cheapest around, but we are the best. And that's the emphasis that we try to push onto everyone. We don't want to be the people that are advertising we have the cheapest prices in town, because therefore we would never be the best. We offer full tinting services, custom tinting services on classic cars. We offer paint protection film, ceramic coatings, full detailing services. We offer full vehicle wrapping and graphics. We offer lettering on commercial vehicles. We offer full print vehicle wraps for advertising. We offer exterior window advertising, window perf. Not only do we do automobiles, but we do residences, also commercial buildings.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out this show, be sure to go to the Pascal Show page on Facebook. Hit that like button. It would mean a lot to us. We work really hard at what we do, all right? This is all about St. Louis today. We got some great talent in the house today. But of course, before we get into that whole interview, we got to do the thing that I love to do. It's called Things I Find Dope. And in Things I Find Dope, you know how we always do. Got to throw it over to Seth White. What's good, man? What's dope today?
What's going on, man? So something that I find extremely dope is technology. You guys already know because I was talking about robots and stuff last time. But this time around, it's about drones, quadcopters, whatever you want to call them. You know, out in the wild, I think survival.com said there's over 100 communities that are living with no access at all to the outside world. And one of them was recently discovered via drone. Flying drones out, pointed down, it said, oh, there's a community over there. It was, you know,
wow, man.
People with spears and stuff, and like houses. And we didn't realize there were people over there, but now we do. So, yeah, that's something I thought was pretty dope. This technology helping us reach out and find more of us humans out there in the world. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's really cool. So it's really, really cool. Like, and funny how technology connects to a tribe with no technology kind of thing. It's kind of interesting, you know, which is really, really cool. Also, you know, some other cool news for outside of this is more of a personal thing, but my father's finally out of the hospital, so I'm very happy about that. Yeah.
After his birthday.
And no, his birthday was good. It was just that he was leaving the hospital
That's good.
on his birthday, which sucks. But we're gonna make up for it this weekend, so I'm very excited about that. And of course, you know, give us a bunch of love and likes and all that stuff for all that goodness and everything. But speaking of goodness, we do have something else that we find dope. We got a little special delivery here. So yeah, come on up, man. What up, cuzzo?
He bring them things.
Same old thing, man. Thank you so much for coming in. Well, oh boy. So, Hotbox Cookies, we got a special delivery from Hotbox Cookies. You want some milk and cookies?
You want some cookies?
Yeah, baby. Oh man, you know, I'm a big fan of cookies, so this is great. I'm excited. Oh, and they're nice and warm. They're still warm, bruh. Oh, damn, this is so good. But everyone gets some cookies in the room. Everybody gets some cookies. Yeah, we all Santa Claus today. Yeah, baby. So where are you guys located so that people can know, you know, where to find you? Euclid Avenue. Euclid Avenue. Okay, no, sorry, you don't have a mic on, so I got to repeat it so that they can hear it. No, it's all good. Just speak up. It's all good. And how long you guys been here for so far? 5+ years. Right on, man. And his name is Franz. So if you don't know who this man is, you know, my beautiful Haitian brother right here, you know, ça passe. So appreciate you coming through with all these cookies. Please feel free to pass them around and, you know, take one and pass it around and everything. One more time, give it up for Hotbox Cookies. And now it's time for the thing that I love to do while we're all getting our cookie on.
Ooh, yeah.
It's time for Let's Talk. Oh, okay, and then Let's Talk. The main conversation of the day was, what do you call it? Is it a backpack or is it a book bag? I'm gonna get it thrown around the rest of the room. Chris Breezy, what do you call it?
Depends. If I'm in school, it's a book bag. If I'm not, it's a backpack.
That's what's up. No.
Okay.
I don't think it's weird.
I think it's weird. No, I'm just playing. That's okay. Okay, just, hey, do you, boo-boo. Look, do you, boo-boo.
Do you, boo-boo.
How about you, Seth?
It depends. Like, if I'm watching Dora, it's a backpack. All right? Backpack. Now listen, it's always a backpack. I always call it a backpack. Some people call it a you know, like you said, a book bag. I think it sounds weird to call it a book bag.
Right.
But I mean, I call a bathroom. That's where you take the bath. So
I call it a restroom sometimes. It's weird.
I call it a restroom if it does not have a bath.
I do not call it a restroom. It depends on what I'm about to do. Because some things are very labor intensive and it's not restful at all, bro.
Just
like, spray,
putting in the work. Putting in the work. There's poopery. Get that poopery out. The sprinkler. Flush that toilet.
Oh man. Sometimes
there's a method to the madness.
Sometimes they call it a restroom is wishful thinking. Because you know you're about to blow out your hole or something. Like,
okay, so Sean Hall, what do you think? What do you call it?
It's a backpack. It's a backpack for me, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, yeah. If you're not in school, it has no books in it.
Right.
Just saying. You know?
Okay.
So backpack.
I personally still call it a book bag. I don't know. It's weird. But sometimes I'll say backpack. It's weird. It just depends.
We have some comments as well.
Oh, okay. What are the comments?
So Bobby, he says he calls it a backpack. Bobby calls it a backpack.
Bobby.
James, book bag.
Book bag. Thank you, James.
Jimmy.
Sharon, backpack. Let's see. Josh says both.
See, I kind of say.
You know, I guess it just depends. It just depends on your opinion.
I guess it depends if you're a duffel bag boy.
Franz was in there. Franz
like backpack, bro.
Backpack, bro.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Allison calls it a backpack.
Yeah, whatever.
What if you're a duffel bag boy, though?
Duffel bag boy.
That's a different bag.
That's another conversation, my brother.
That's a different bag.
That's another bag.
That's a different bag.
That's a very important bag. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's cool, man. Okay. So thank you guys for chiming in and commenting down below. That was Let's Talk, everybody. Make some noise. Now, real quick, before we go into commercial break, if you guys have any questions that you have for Mac, our upcoming guest, please comment down below. We would love to get those questions so we can ask them live on the show. So, if you're a fan, you love Mac Curran, you want to talk to him and all that stuff, please go. Comment down below your question. We'll make sure to get those questions asked right here live on the show during this commercial break. So go ahead and do that thing. Also, if you haven't done it yet, go click that like button on the Facebook page. It would mean a lot. We will put in a lot of work for this show, and we love what we do. So give us some love, y'all, and share this feed too. Anyway, when we come back, we'll be sitting down with Mac Curran. See you guys in a minute. Peace.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
So here at the Tent Guy, we try to do things completely differently than everyone else has done in the past. Our emphasis is on customer satisfaction from the moment they walk into the door to the moment they leave in their vehicle with whatever service it is that they had performed. We know that we're not the cheapest around, but we are the best. And that's the emphasis that we try to push onto everyone. We don't want to be the people that are advertising we have the cheapest prices in town, because therefore we would never be the best. We offer full tinting services, custom tinting services on classic cars. We offer paint protection film, ceramic coatings, full detailing services. We offer full vehicle wrapping and graphics. We offer lettering on commercial vehicles. We offer full print vehicle wraps for advertising. We offer exterior window advertising, window perf. Not only do we do automobiles, but we do residences, also commercial buildings.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time watching this show, I really appreciate it. I don't know, I can't rap. Anyway, this guy is amazing. He is the co-director of operations over at Wheelhouse Start Bar, and he also owns, or is one of the owners of DNA. Owner of DNA. Please welcome my guest, Mac Curran, everybody.
Just to confirm, I'm taller.
Yeah, he's a little bit taller than me. Damn, you are tall. You are tall. Man, what do you have, like Viking in your blood or something? Like, what's going on, man?
It's all these cookies I've been getting
all
fed,
these
bro.
cookies.
That's all it is.
All these cookies.
It's all these cookies.
It's
literally all these cookies.
Man, if you're watching this right now and you see this guy's face and you're enjoying it, Mac Curran, everybody make some noise. Give us a bunch of love, likes, hearts, smiley faces, the whole nine. We're about to have some fun and talk turkey. How you doing, bro?
I'm lovely. I'm absolutely lovely. I enjoy the rain more than most guys because, unlike everyone else, I'm completely miserable when it's warm because, as we talked about at lunch,
right,
I'm soaked in sweat. So
24/7.
The rain cools me off.
Right.
I'm a happy camper right now.
Yeah, so you just are constantly drenched in just sweat
absolutely.
all the time.
Yeah. I have the same amount of hair on my head as I do on my chest.
Oh man, so you got a sweater.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're constantly you got a sweater chest.
Yes, this is a thick.
Right on, man. So of course, you know, we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of different things, but Wheelhouse and Start Bar. All right, you're the co-director of operations there. So tell me a little bit of how you got the gig in the first place.
Well, just to kind of, I guess, make things easy as to the way that things operate now, my co-director, Jeff Gwynn, Gio, as everyone on the block knows him, is actually the lead director of operations over the brand.
Right.
Now, when we talk about the brand, we're speaking about us as a group, which is 1000 Spruce. That's owned by Steven Savage, Jared Ader, Nick Delgazo, and Lou Groff. They're all four friends of mine from college. They're all in our age bracket. They're early 30s. Two of them from Kansas City, and two of them are from St. Louis, Parkway North guys. I met Steven and Nick and Lou all at college at Mizzou, and Jared shortly thereafter. We all worked in the service industry since we were kids. We bartended, worked security, managed through bars and restaurants at Mizzou with a primary focus on the partying and the late night side of things. But in the process, we all gained a lot of managerial experience. I worked in kitchens. My aunt and uncle are the owners of Hot Shots. They started Hot Shots, like the franchises.
Oh, wow.
So there's been, for a time being, they own Sportsman's Park in Ladue. I worked there as a kid, or as a young teen. So it's been something that I've done for a very long time, and I've kind of battled with my place within it because it wasn't always a passion, but it was always something I was very good at.
Right.
And you know, if you'd come up in my position, I feel like you would have thrived in kind of the same arenas that I did with it, because there's a really cool social aspect of it, a really cool connectivity aspect, where I was never the best manager organizationally. I was never the best guy with numbers.
Right.
But the relationship with the community and the relationship with clients and guests was something that I had a kind of a natural knack for.
That's what's up.
When we all returned from Mizzou, Steven and Jared and Lou and Nick all got together, and after having worked their way up through the Harpo's organization, they decided to go out on their own and, you know, and pursue their dream of owning their own venues. Something that we always talked about, and something that we always had different levels of interest in, but it was something that I didn't want to do. I didn't have interest in it. I had friends that asked me if I would do it, if they would invest. I didn't have much interest in it. I didn't want to work in the restaurant industry. It makes me nervous. The success rate is very, very low.
Right.
There's all sorts of statistics wrapped up in, you know, how many years you have to make it before you even start seeing a profit. And
Right.
it was something that, having been part of the more rough and tumble parts of the industry, it wasn't something that I was interested in. And
I understand.
But having the resume that I had, when Steven and these guys decided to open up Wheelhouse Clayton, you know, I was thoroughly excited for them. I supported. They looped me into being a big part of their bread pudding and dessert program, which was really unfair. Steven and Nick was a head chef at Clayton initially. They were always doing different flavored desserts, and they always were calling Mac to come in and taste test things, and which, you know, for a while was amazing until
Right.
I was 306 pounds at age 27. But watching them do it was really cool, and I took a lot of interest in being able to give advice whenever I was called on by Steven and Nick and these guys. And I took a lot of pride in the fact that they trusted me to give them feedback on service, that sort of stuff. But again, still I wasn't that interested. But the body of work that I'd had when I returned from Mizzou, having worked under Steve Guidry at Lounge Concepts, which is the restaurant and entertainment group that owns Pepper, or that owned Pepper, Mandarin, Mike Shannon's. They had a venue at the lake. They ran Mike Shannon's, the outfield, you know, El Baracho. A lot of really cool and integral pieces of St. Louis nightlife and entertainment, and I learned a ton from working with those guys. So I had this body of experience from having worked with some of the powerhouses. Harry's, you know, in its heyday was the place to be. I bartended at Harry's. I did a lot of New Year's Eve and promotional events. I got to work with Bobby Kahn as he kind of worked his way into, you know, where he's at the precipice of event planning in St. Louis now.
Absolutely,
So I worked with a lot of really cool people, and I got to learn a lot, and I never really took that resume as something serious or something of value. And whenever Steven and the guys opened up downtown, they asked me to come on in kind of a consulting basis.
Right.
Ballpark Village had just opened and was doing incredible things, but what we'd noticed was there was an influx of applicants at these new places that kind of wanted to jump on to get it while the getting was good. You know, they wanted to work at Ballpark Village while it was hot, but once you started to kind of have to focus on the integrity of product and learn menus and stuff, a lot of these guys kind of moved on.
Right.
And we were really, you know, Steven and Jared were really cognizant of the possibility for that to happen at Wheelhouse Downtown, especially with being a 10,000 square foot high octane party venue, coming from how successful Wheelhouse Clayton had been, especially in the nightlife areas. So they asked me to come on and consult. And it's kind of, you know, downhill from there, you know, in a positive way. I found myself working my way behind the bar, kind of having a little fun with it, and then all of a sudden I was bartending all the time. Right. I was going to school, so it was a really great way to have a flexible schedule to pay my way through school. It was cool to be able to work with Steven in a professional area, and Lou as well. My best friend Jason, DJ Dex, you know, was in charge of all the entertainment. Well, he still is in charge of all entertainment and booking. So, you know, it was this kind of mecca for us socially.
Yeah.
The food was amazing, so we were eating there all the time too. And I ended up going from this kind of like loose consultation space into unofficial manager and working on culture with the staff. And then that led me into, we wanted to have a developed VIP program because the venue deserved it. But we hadn't ever had that really in St. Louis since I'd been of age. You know, there were some places whenever we were younger that did, you know, kind of high-end VIP, and I'd experienced a couple right out of college. Lure had a little run and Wash Ave. But aside from Pepper and Mandarin, no one had really done that properly in a long time. You know, Cheetah and Onyx and all these places were closed before we turned 21.
Right.
So we wanted to build that up, and that's how I got involved in the managerial space.
Right on. So as far as like Wheelhouse and everything, especially the space that you guys ended up taking downtown, was there any concerns in regards to the actual location, like opening up that particular location?
Absolutely. Not concerns from us, but concerns from everyone else. One of the things that, you know, we kind of decided as a group, especially through the ownership group and the core of the ownership group, was this decision that the moves that we made, especially early on, were going to be absolutely on behalf of the potential success for the venue, but also, you know, we move and operate in a manner that is, you know, our sole intention other than our own success and growth is to play an integral role in the success and growth of the city. Where everyone was thinking kind of the antiquated way of St. Louis service industry when it comes to drinking holes, you know, in party places, everyone was thinking in terms of competition, where we were thinking in terms of almost, you know, unofficial collabing. With Ballpark Village, where it was, we didn't want there to be one option. We didn't, you know, subscribe to the notion that if there was one, there could not be another. And, you know, St. Louis has always kind of shot itself in the foot in these areas where if the Landing was booming, Wash Ave couldn't be booming. If Harry's was busy, then Pepper couldn't be busy. And these, you know, and we didn't believe these things to be true, that there was enough people to support these things. And why wouldn't we put an independently owned and operated, you know, crafted establishment in close proximity to another powerhouse to further add to, you know, the culture that's that has not just been built but has existed for 100 years with the Cardinals organization, especially being pinned down on the other end of, you know, on the other side of Tucker with the Enterprise Center, formerly Scott Trade. So, you know, we saw it as opportunity. A lot of people saw it as like, why would you go directly up against, you know, your competition? But what we saw Ballpark Village doing, we saw it as something cool and beneficial for the city, and we saw it as something that we wanted to engage in as well. And the importance of taking the space in the couples buildings, you know, they're historical buildings. They're certainly not going anywhere. They're gorgeous. There's a lot of character and a lot of story around, you know, all of them having been built. But it was also a space that had never been anything else. And that's really important for us, even in moving into new spaces, that even if we're moving into a space that had once been another venue, that we are gutting, we're renovating, we're restoring. The things that Steven Savage thrives in is, you know, the building and creating of these vessels that we can then fill with experts to thrive in their particular areas, whether it's in the kitchen, front of the house, late night entertainment. So that was a really, really cool thing for all of us to see, like all of our friends socially, was to get to see.
I mean, you definitely have like brought in, you know, a lot more traffic down in that area for sure. You know, now that there's other bars that are kind of popping up around there as well. You know, including Star Bar and everything.
Well, in the you know, in the addition of Tin Roof was something that you know, as far as we're concerned, you know, it couldn't be a cooler thing to see us have taken part in establishing a sector of downtown St. Louis that is now, you know, so warm and so vibrant and continuing to be even more, that you have these really cool independently owned and operated national chains that want to come in and join in. You know, it only adds to the value of that area, you know.
Absolutely.
So we've totally embraced it. The contrast between what we have to offer as venues has been really cool. With Star Bar as well.
Absolutely.
You know?
There's always something in that entire area. There's each bar that's there, it has something different to offer, which is very cool. But so moving on, so I understand that you were, you know, you obviously were doing operations, you know, there for a minute, but then you took kind of a 6 to 7 month hiatus. What happened during that time?
Yeah, so up until, well, leading up to that point, things were still going you know, exceptionally well on the block. But for me personally, I reached a point where, like I had said, I still had no intention, and I was operating under the notion, as well as ownership, we were all kind of operating under the notion that at a point in time I was going to leave. I enrolled at SLU in the Bachelor's Master's Bridge program. SLU has an adult studies program. It's called the Bridge program because it allows you to begin your master's in the process of completing your bachelor's.
Right.
I want to work in social work and recovery, which I'm sure is something that we'll elaborate on and touch on, but it felt almost at the time, because I was so involved in late night operations and I was so involved in VIP as opposed to working over the whole brand and all of the brands and all of the group now as I am now with Geo, my focus was on late night, and my time spent there was late night, and I got sober and entered into recovery in 2013, and it did not, the lifestyle that I was living based almost solely around how I was working, you know, it was not conducive to my own physical, mental, or emotional health. And I reached a point where we decided between ownership and myself, you know, that it had become, that I was unhappy. I was unhappy in the position that I was in. Fulfillment was a really important thing for me, and I didn't align what I was doing for those guys. Although I will never, you know, I will never diminish how important and how valuable it was to me to know that I was helping guys that I cared about build something that they cared about. But my, you know, my care for the brands started to diminish because I wasn't taking care of myself, because my life was turned upside down, schedule-wise still, while my friends were moving on to planned vacations and kids and buying homes. I was, well, on paper, still doing a lot of stuff that I'm doing now. I still live downtown. I still live in a loft. I still kind of have a bizarre schedule. But I was, you know, the spaces that I was spending my social time weren't conducive to the kind of life that I wanted to live as a sober individual.
Right. So how long have you been sober now?
So, well, part of the reason that I wanted to leave was because, and this didn't have anything to do with Wheelhouse. It had to do with my own management of my own program in recovery. I go to AA. I have a sponsor in Alcoholics Anonymous. I work with 12 steps.
So it's just alcohol?
No, actually, it's not. No, it's not alcohol at all for me. No, it's definitely not alcohol. I'm polyamorous as it gets. But that was a program that I chose and the program that worked for me. But it's not. It's not just not contingent on only alcohol, right? You know. You could go to NA, right? You could go to NA. You could go to AA. You know, the ideas, the general ideas, and building blocks are the same.
Right.
But I decided. You know, I had reached a point where, unbeknownst to anybody that I was working with, and unbeknownst to essentially anyone that was even close to me, they were starting to pick up on it. But I had actually relapsed. So I got sober in 2013 initially, and I worked a really strong program of recovery. I had a ton of success, a ton of happiness. I was working for the St. Patrick's Center as a residential administrator at a non-for-profit housing organization down off 4th and Cass. You know, I lost a ton of weight. I was working out with David Lazaroff and Matt Brown at Sweat in Clayton, who are still doing amazing things and growing, you know, by the month. But I let a lot of that stuff fall to the wayside. I made work where I established my value. I stopped working my program. I stopped hitting meetings. I stopped doing a lot of the stuff that had gotten me to this place.
Right.
And what got me to such a happy place and such a successful place initially was making my sobriety, sobriety came first, everything else came after.
Right.
Without sobriety, I had nothing. I started to make all the things that sobriety had just gotten me more important. And so in that 6-7 month hiatus, like I said, my friendships with, especially Steven Savage, but all the ownership of Wheelhouse, you know, never dwindled, and their awareness of this after I made this clear to them after we decided, okay, this was going to be the date that I was going to move on. This is why, you know, we were all in a very great place about all of it. You know, 6 months went by, and Steven and I naturally continue to chat and continue to chirp and continue to, I continue to check on my babies. You know, Wheelhouse and Star Bar and that block are very important to me. And as Steven and I talked, we started to play around with, hey, maybe you could come back and consult again on this and that, maybe you could do this. And I was doing really well in the SLU program. I waited till the very last class of my very last class, very last day of my very last semester to do something that caused me to get an A-, and I almost had a 4.0. So like everything was hitting on all
that's
cylinders.
great,
like, you know, it was like stuff like that was happening all over the place.
Yeah.
But, you know, Steven brought up this, you know, hey, do you think that this could work out if you came back in this capacity? And we put some limits on my late night time and gave me more of a focus into marketing and content, running the social media, that sort of stuff. The arenas that I really thrived in and really enjoyed, that took me to a very fun place very quickly with those guys, and we really started to see a lot of changes with Gio and I working together, and me working beneath him. Gio is, you know, sharp as a tack on the organizational and operational stuff, and I got to, you know, run around being the artsy creative guy, like, look, we're gonna do this, and let's record this, and bring in all these photographers, and we got to do tons of cool projects, and we started to see that grow, and in the process, I kept an open dialogue with Savage and ownership about how I felt in terms of how this related to my recovery and my sobriety. And they have never been anything but supportive. Steven has a lot of people very close to him in recovery, as do the rest of the owners. So it's not a foreign concept to our group.
Right. So, but let me ask you this real quick, because just going back into being in recovery and whatnot. So I got a few questions for you.
No, absolutely.
So the first one is, like, when you relapsed, when did you realize that you had, like, it was time to go
get
back?
out of it and come
What was the moment that you realized, all right, it's time to switch gears again?
So when I first got sober, I got sober after, you know, my rock bottom came from using drugs to medicate the problems and anxieties that I was having from using other drugs. You know, I had drugs and alcohol that I used for fun, and then I had drugs that I used to medicate for the anxiety and the issues and the emotional issues that come from drugs and alcohol. You know, I started using painkillers to manage pain from accidents I was having. I was using mood stabilizers and benzos. I had a really aggressive addiction to Xanax, and I was using those things to medicate for all of the disaster and anxiety that was in and around my life that I'd built while drinking, working aggressively in the service industry through college as a party animal and you know, a terrible drug dealer. And so I had moved from one class of drugs that I associated all with social connectivity and partying to medicating for it with, you know, with other drugs, and those were much more intense, they were much more aggressive, and you know, the easiest way for me to kind of explain the relationship that I had with the drugs that got me to a point where I thought I needed to fix it by using other substances was the relationship that I had with alcohol is one that a lot of people have with alcohol. I associated it with positive connectivity through my peers.
Yeah, it's a watering hole. It's a liquid courage.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
An opportunity to talk to people and still stay
it's
cool
an icebreaker.
and relevant.
You know, you share. You know, you don't. There are certainly an entire population of alcoholics who drink alone, but that was not me. I was a social butterfly. My entire self-worth and value was wrapped up in what other people thought of me and what other people said about me. I needed to constantly mold and create and keep recreating and tweaking my public persona, how I was perceived by people, because I didn't feel good about myself in private. So I had to manipulate how I was perceived in public so I could at least get home and go, oh, well, you know, which we all still fall victim to with, you know, Instagram and Facebook and stuff. You still go, okay, well, at least I got the likes or whatever, you know. And I still fall victim to that to this day. I mean, I put a lot of focus on my social media, but I try to make it at least substantive and engaging so that it's purposeful. But, you know, we all love a little red notification at the bottom of the phone, you know. But for me, it was, I started to move away from a relationship with alcohol and drugs like cocaine and ecstasy and these sort of things as ways to connect with other people, and I moved into a space where the drugs I was using were only about me and my relationship with them. You know, I started using painkillers that led me into pharmaceutical grade, that led me into, you know, opiates is something that when you use Vicodin, Percocet, or Oxycontin, you are, you know, alive inside, but you're dead to the world, you know, and that, for me, that's what led me to rock bottom in 2013, was I started using these really aggressive drugs.
Man, because I always think that, you know, or I guess my question is there ever the concern in your mind of, like, because you were just saying the you know, the instant gratification on social medias and all that stuff is like that concern of still staying in the cool crowd type of thing? Because I know that there's a lot of kids and a lot of young cats out there that are in the, you know, in the bar circuit that are trying to be with the hottest girls. They're trying to be in the, you know, in the VIP section, having their hanging around the DJ in the DJ booth. But, you know, and they're getting sucked into this world of drugs and like aggressive drugs and alcohol. So I mean, I was kind of curious as to, like, is that kind of part of the motivation behind doing said drugs?
Oh, absolutely. No, for me, it was, for me, that's absolutely how it started. And that's absolutely how I see it start with, you know, with tons of people throughout the industry, throughout all my experience in it. And I think that anybody with as long a tenure within this industry, you know, as me, has seen it all the time, whether it's from top tier fine dining, you know, all the way down to hole in the wall dives, no matter what the focus is. The service industry is a place that many people regrettably treat like, you know, like almost like a dead end.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, you know, I don't have anything else going on right now. I guess I'll get a job bussing, or I guess I'll get a job serving, you know. Then that's one of the things that we really take pride in within 1000 Spruce, is that, you know, our hiring criteria and the things that draw us to people are, you know, guys like me and guys like DJ Dex and guys like Gio are now able to go to younger versions of ourselves and say, hey, come on out, work for us, but that 8 hours that we get you here, that 6 hours that we get you here, that 4 hours that we get you here, where you really bust your ass, where you really break it down, if you can keep that mindset whenever you leave here, that this is a value and that this is getting you somewhere within our organization, like, we can get you to a place where this won't just get you to the next check, but that this will get you to a higher level of quality of life. And we've seen guys that, you know, 3 years ago I would have told you had no shot at staying with us for longer than 6 months that are now going to be managers for us at, you know, at new locations. But, you know, to answer your question more specifically.
So I mean, like, basically, like, my question to you is, like, if you know these guys that are out there in the industry, because, you know, there's a lot of people. St. Louis is a very restaurant industry heavy city, right? Yeah. So everyone's either had a job or is still in a job in the food industry or the restaurant industry. So some of these guys kind of get into that lifestyle of, you know, the late nights and the late mornings and, you know, that kind of thing. They get into that. They get used to that hustle. What would you say to somebody that, like, now that you're clean and sober, what would you say right now to somebody that maybe is in the bar or restaurant industry that you're seeing going around kicking in and partying? Like, what's one thing that you would say to them?
I think, Pascal, I mean, that's a really great question. It's a really difficult question to try to chop it down to something, you know, sharp and poignant that I could just immediately deliver. But I think that what I'm doing, what Dex is doing, you know, Dex has over 4 years sober now. We've had some other friends that have come up through the 1000 Spruce organization that are now still sober and working at very successful careers within the industry. I think that what we're saying by still remaining in this industry very successfully and healthily, I mean, I think that's the message unto itself. Yep. That there doesn't have to be, they can be mutually exclusive. There does not have to be you can have a relationship with food in the kitchen without being obese, the way that you can have a relationship with partying and with alcohol as a service provided to someone else, and as a product that you provide to someone else without having a direct relationship with it yourself. I think that that's the most important part. You know, we work really hard to make sure that a lot of guys, especially the ones that we see struggling more, know that this isn't just a means to an end, but that if they, if they expand on that means to an end, this can be a means to health insurance. This can be a means to, your kid at a school that you want them to go to. This can be a means to moving from an apartment to a house.
Okay. So I got to go into commercial break,
Yeah,
so hold that thought. We're going to go into the commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be sitting down and talking to Mac Curran. Don't be shy. Comment down below if you got some questions for him. See you guys in a little bit. Peace.
You're going to perform tonight? I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
So here at the Tent Guy, we try to do things completely differently than everyone else has done in the past. Our emphasis is on customer satisfaction from the moment they walk into the door to the moment they leave in their vehicle with whatever service it is that they had performed. We know that we're not the cheapest around, but we are the best. And that's the emphasis that we try to push onto everyone. We don't want to be the people that are advertising we have the cheapest prices in town, because therefore we would never be the best. We offer full tinting services, custom tinting services on classic cars. We offer paint protection film, ceramic coatings, full detailing services. We offer full vehicle wrapping and graphics. We offer lettering on commercial vehicles. We offer full print vehicle wraps for advertising. We offer exterior window advertising, window perf. Not only do we do automobiles, but we do residences, also commercial buildings.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go and click that like on the Pascal Show page on Facebook. Facebook.com/The Pascal Show. Also, we are on YouTube as well. We're streaming there live right now as we speak. Hello, YouTube world. Go ahead and crush that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. Again, please, give him a warm welcome again, Mac Curran, everybody. I appreciate you chiming in and talking about, and also just exposing yourself and putting yourself out there and talking about your struggles and being sober and the trials and tribulations of being, the ups and downs of addiction and everything, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people, and it upsets me because there are people, because I'll go out, I go to the local watering holes that, that are out there, and there's a lot of people that I see drinking the same colors, talking the same trash, but they're all self-medicating.
Yeah,
I'm going, not everybody, of course, but there are, there's those select few that I'm going, dang, man, I wish I could be that person to give you that intervention, but I'm not that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that close to you. I just see you in there as a you know, as a drinking buddy or you know, a person that I see at the bar. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've always been. Addiction is such a hard thing to attack. It's such a hard subject to talk about.
Right.
Especially with a lot of people that are in town, you know, that, like, literally, I'm not going to name any bars, but you can go to a certain bar on a certain day of the week, and you know that there's a line out the bathroom because everyone's trying to get that
Yeah, for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So there's a certain moment where it's like that epidemic or whatever you want to call it needs to kind of be shut down or stopped.
I think the easiest way to sum up, and anybody that knows me that is watching knows that I can't sum anything up and that everything has to be drawn out and long. But I think really to sum it up, you know, at the end of the day, for us remaining within this industry, but also living as healthy and sober individuals, is that, you know, so many of us, you know, myself included, know firsthand that you can't force anyone to get help, right?
Right.
So you have to hope and pray, you know, in whatever capacity that is comfortable for you, that the person hits rock bottom and that their rock bottom is getting help instead of institutions, prison, or death, right? But the most important thing for us is that, like, I can't go out and save these people. The important thing is being readily available and accessible to them, you know, so making sure that at any given point in time, when one of these people is around, it breaks my heart to watch people struggle day in and day out, but as long as we continue to live this way happily and healthily, they always know at any given point in time, like, that when my phone rings at 4 in the morning, I answer it.
Right.
Now, if it's for somebody to get a sober ride home, I don't. But if it's for somebody that needs help, I do, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing about why we want to be open and visible, why I want to be open and visible about it, and I want to, you know, I want to be transparent and vulnerable about it, because I really do feel, and I talk about this a lot on Instagram, but, you know, that the bottom line core key to true human connectivity is in the ability to be vulnerable to each other. You know?
So being vulnerable and visible and
Right.
open, let me ask you this quick question. What was rock bottom for you? Like, what's your worst story ever, and then you realized, all right, it is time to go seek help?
Well, I had a suicide attempt, a failed suicide attempt that obviously, I'm right here, guys.
Yeah.
But, you know, I had
Thank God you're still here, man.
I had a suicide attempt. Thank you, man. But I had more than one suicide attempt. The suicide attempt that I had that failed towards the end, towards, like, whenever I decided I needed to get help, when I failed, the feeling was not disappointment. The feeling was relief that I was still alive. And that, for me, was, you know, a big sign. You know, I don't really know how I feel. I'm still working through how I understand spirituality and how I understand other people's beliefs about God and religions and where it fits into my life, and it's still something that I'm constantly trying to learn. Being in SLU has helped me a lot, but I didn't, you know, for me it wasn't necessarily, I didn't go, oh my God, it's an act of God, but I go, you know, if you're relieved that you're here, then you still want this.
Well, what was it that
I had lost?
When you say failed suicide attempt,
I put a gun to my head and it misfired.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God, brother, let me just say, wow.
Yeah.
First off, you should be thanking the gods
crazy,
above, right? Because real talk, you're supposed to be on this planet for a reason, brother.
Right. Well, and that,
understand,
you know,
that.
Yeah, that was it. You know, that was really it. You know, it trips my mom out, and she's probably watching, so I try not to talk about it too much.
Ask for a refund on that gun.
Well, yeah, I know. Luckily, I wasn't the owner of it. Luckily, I wasn't the owner of it. So.
But still, thank God that didn't work out.
Yeah, well, it worked out really well. You know, it not working out worked out really well, because, you know, it propelled me into wanting to, you know, the whole motivation behind being at SLU for social work is to equip myself with a LCSW eventually and a master's in social work. LCSW is licensed clinical social worker, so that even as I remain working with 1000 Spruce and building out this venue, building out these new venues, and as we grow, we have so many people that work for us and that work within this industry, and to be able to set a positive example for those guys, to be able to give them the opportunity to take from what we're doing, you know, as happy and healthy adults working in this industry, and to find fulfillment in it. I've found more fulfillment in this last year back with the boys, because they've allowed me an opportunity to work with our staff. And a lot of our staff, you know, we embrace the family atmosphere and the family vibe and the family concept within our organization more than, you know, we embrace it and we cultivate it and we care for it, even though it's a huge headache.
Yeah.
We would much rather have a corporate structure,
right,
you know. But what makes us special and what makes our staff special is that we embrace this family, you know, the family aspects of working together. And the guys have allowed me to thrive in those spaces with what I've benefited from, having been in recovery, having had those experiences, and having now benefited from all the stuff that I'm learning through this academic program.
I'll tell you this, man. You know, I really appreciate you telling me that, and you know, sharing your story, sharing what's going on. But I also have to say that the people at Wheelhouse, the people at Start Bar, the people at 1000 Spruce Street, you're really, really lucky to have that kind of support system behind you.
That's crazy.
And being able to go back to the, you know, to your career,
crazy.
Keep going back and everything. And so I would just say, don't ever lose that connection, you know, because there's a lot of people, obviously, that are tuning in right now that got your back and love you to death.
Right.
So, you know, when I hear the attempt, it, you know, of course, you know, it got me emotional. You know what I mean? Because you know, I know that everyone has dark days, but you know, you're really lucky to have people out there that you can reach out to, and they keep telling you that there's a silver lining, you know, in the clouds.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Well, now there's just all silver linings.
But real talk, real quick, I know that there's some people who have commented some questions. Yeah, so let's have Sean throw them out.
God.
We have two. From Elizabeth, she asked, Mac, who is your favorite STL photographer?
Oh, boom.
Oh, that's not fair. No, you guys are setting me up for disaster right now. I know who, no. My favorite STL photographer is Dex Lopez.
Done. Next question.
Okay. This is a funny one. Aaron, he asked, Whopper or Big Mac?
Ooh.
I haven't had, you know, Wheelhouse Double. I haven't had a Whopper or a Big Mac in 10 years. But the Wheelhouse
plug. He's like,
whatever, man. The Wheelhouse Double. We grind all our beef in house, in the back ourselves. You know, it's high quality stuff. We have our own Thousand Island as a variation on a Big Mac sauce. It's better.
We raise our own cows.
You know, I slaughter them in the back one by one. You know, they're kosher. I bless them. You know,
exactly.
I don't know how this and kosher equates, but Big Mac or man.
Now I understand. Okay, so you also are the owner of DNA as well, right?
Absolutely.
Or one of the owners of DNA. So I understand that you're a big sneakerhead, right? So how many sneakers do you have, Brad?
All right, well, so this is a complicated question. If we're talking like collectible Air Maxes, Jordans, like wearable but collectible pairs, I'm like right around like 385, 390 right now. Yeah. But then if you like factor in like boots, dress shoes, all that other crap, I don't know. I don't keep track of all that boring stuff.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot of shoes, bro.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You can basically put shoes on a small African country.
Well, I choose
to. That's a lot of shoes.
Well, yeah, as far as social work, I'm gonna donate and give back.
Give them back to the community.
Exactly. You know, I could drive a Maserati and have 4 or 5 pairs of shoes, or I could continue to drive my 2008 Toyota Avalon that I bought from my mother, which runs great. It's comfy. It's like a Toyota's Cadillac, and I could drive that and have, you know, $300K in equity in sneakers, and I choose the latter.
Why not? You know, and by the way, that car is a handsome car.
Well,
that is a handsome car.
We'll work my way out of it eventually.
Eventually. It'll just be one big sneaker.
Next time I revisit talks with Steven Savage, you know.
Right on. So we're gonna play this quick game.
Okay.
Okay. It is basically you just gonna have to tell me what brand of shoe it is. You're a sneaker fan, so let's have some fun with it, right? So. Question number 1 is, answer 1.
Oh, that's the Iverson. It was Reebok.
Reebok. Good job. Congratulations. Do we have like a da-da or anything like that sound bite? Nah. Yeah. Nothing.
Do I get? How about give me a cookie every time I answer right?
Yeah, we'll get a cookie.
No, don't give me. I'm gonna get them all right.
Let's get them back to 304 pounds or whatever you were at. Okay. Oh God, Shack Attack.
Well, that was the Reebok too.
Yep. Good job. There we go. Remix. 96 Grant Hill 2.
Fila.
Good job. Another one. Okay, the Kobe.
Well, which one? I mean, he was with Adidas originally. And
you got it, Adidas. Okay. Durant, 5.
That's Nike.
Nike, correct. Kamikaze 2.
That was, Sean Kemp wore that as well as Shaq, and that was Reebok.
Reebok is correct. Aero Jam.
Aero Jam.
Yeah. Aero Jam. Remember those?
If you showed me, I mean, if I saw the ad, I'm sure that I would.
No, it would be a dead giveaway.
Was that a Reebok too?
No, Converse.
No, I wouldn't have known that. You know,
no, it's all good. This is why we're here. Mutombo.
Mutombo wore Nikes at the end of his career, but originally was with Reebok?
Adidas.
Oh, yeah. They had all the African colors on it. They had all the African colors. Yeah, I remember. All right.
Yep. Attitude. Attitude.
That had to be Reebok too, wasn't it?
Adidas. You were doing so well. Okay, Shots BB4. Come on now.
Yeah, of course. That was Vince Carter's first Nike.
Nike. That was
Adidas
it, man.
Attitude.
The shoe quiz. The sneaker quiz.
I gotta go Google what Adidas Attitude is.
Yeah, man. Okay, so real quick, I understand Wheelhouse is gonna be doing something fun. Wheelhouse and Star Bar are gonna be doing something fun over Labor Day weekend. What's going down with that?
So essentially, Labor Day weekend, as it is for everybody, is celebrating winding down the summer. We'll naturally have, the bottomless mimosa brunch that we do every day from 9 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday. But Monday being the holiday, we take Sunday night and we blow it out the same way that we do Fridays and Saturdays, except we basically run specials on everything that we otherwise would have priced differently earlier in the weekend.
Right.
So we will be open till 3 a.m. We'll have Dex and a couple other guest DJs. All of our VIP prices, we do some pretty absurd stuff. I don't even like to say it out loud because it's so ridiculous, but we do buy one, get one bottles in VIP on Sunday night.
Okay.
So we'll have VIP, and we essentially run brunch Sunday night through to Start Bar has a very aggressive and very fun, like high octane post party for our Sunday brunch. They also do bottomless mimosas, and then it runs into some pretty aggressive food and drink specials late night on Sunday at Start Bar. But we keep Wheelhouse open till 3, and we operate essentially like another Friday or Saturday.
So everybody can go out there, get lit, have a great time, and try out this
and then end up there.
The Shambong, which is something interesting. I'm definitely wanting to see what this is all about.
I thought about bringing. We thought about trying to bring some of the Saturday Sunday brunch stuff in here, but to be quite honest, it's a. Well, we'll have to have you guys down.
Oh yeah.
We have Shambongs, which are beer bongs built specifically for champagne, and we have entirely too many of them. And we also have now
you can bring a couple over here, that's fine.
Now we have 2, well, I'll bring the champagne. I think that's the more important part for you guys, right?
Yeah, I'm down for champagne.
And we also have now 2 gigantic, they're about the size of Gatorade coolers that are backpacks that we strap onto 2 guys, and they walk around Wheelhouse on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 3, refilling people's mimosas with a gigantic backpack filled with mimosas. They kind of look like the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters? That's cool.
And they have a tube, so we're pretty proud of those. We just got those in. I just haven't found anybody strong enough to carry them other than me, and I refuse to do it. So
I don't blame you. But
apply within.
Help wanted. Right. All right? Help wanted. Everybody make some noise for Mac Curran. Thank you again, brother. And we'll be right back. See you guys in a little bit. Peace. Thanks, man.
Of course, bro.
You're going to perform tonight?
I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
So here at the Tent Guy, we try to do things completely differently than everyone else has done in the past. Our emphasis is on customer satisfaction from the moment they walk into the door to the moment they leave in their vehicle with whatever service it is that they had performed. We know that we're not the cheapest around, but we are the best. And that's the emphasis that we try to push onto everyone. We don't want to be the people that are advertising we have the cheapest prices in town, because therefore we would never be the best. We offer full tinting services, custom tinting services on classic cars. We offer paint protection film, ceramic coatings, full detailing services. We offer full vehicle wrapping and graphics. We offer lettering on commercial vehicles. We offer full print vehicle wraps for advertising. We offer exterior window advertising, window perf. Not only do we do automobiles, but we do residences, also commercial buildings.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a fantastic Friday. I'm going to be real. One of the best ones we've had in a really, really long time. One more time for Mac Curran. Everybody make some noise. I appreciate you, brother, being here. Thank you, man, and thanks for sticking around and being here, man.
Of course, bro,
still.
of course.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Anyway, be sure to check out his stuff. Which camera? Anyway, this camera. Be sure to check out his stuff over at Wheelhouse Start Bar. They're working on another spot very soon on the same street, but I can't say anything more than that. Also, go check out his store. DNA. All right? He is St. Louis all day. As if, you know, like if you just can't.
Which one
if
are
you
we
don't
looking
know,
at?
that one right here. Right there, bam.
1311
right
Wash
bam.
Ave.
You know what I mean? Go check his stuff out.
Tell Trey I sent you.
Hell yeah. Tell Trey he sent you. Don't you forget. Anyway, of course, one last time, I want to say thank you to DJ Chris Breezy in the house. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And of course, you know, it's going to be a great show and a great week next week. We got a great amount of people coming in next week, so definitely tune in. And of course, if you're watching and this is your first time watching the show, hey, go share this feed. Support St. Louis. St. Louis, all right? Don't be shy. And oh, of course, one last thing for the delicious cookies. Hot Box Cookies. Make some noise for Hot Box Cookies. Yeah. Where's my milk? Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And like I always say, it's never too late to sit down and eat some delicious cookies. No, it's never too late to sit down and get to know someone. Have a good weekend. Nice, safe, wonderful weekend. By the way, sobriety checkpoints all weekend. Be careful out there if you're in St. Louis, and stay dry out there, St. Louis. Much love to you guys. Have a great weekend. Peace! These cookies are delicious. You want some?
I already had 4.
You already have 4. This is my only one. This is sad. Man, it's good.
They're so good.
That's a cookie. Now that's a cookie. Hot box cookies. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
So here at the Tent Guy, we try to do things completely differently than everyone else has done in the past. Our emphasis is on customer satisfaction from the moment they walk into the door to the moment they leave in their vehicle with whatever service it is that they had performed. We know that we're not the cheapest around, but we are the best. And that's the emphasis that we try to push onto everyone. We don't want to be the people that are advertising we have the cheapest prices in town, because therefore we would never be the best. We offer full tinting services, custom tinting services on classic cars. We offer paint protection film, ceramic coatings, full detailing services. We offer full vehicle wrapping and graphics. We offer lettering on commercial vehicles. We offer full print vehicle wraps for advertising. We offer exterior window advertising, window perf. Not only do we do automobiles, but we do residences, also commercial buildings.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.